Hey guys, it is a Monday afternoon here in Denison, Texas. But today I want to talk to y'all about where we're at as far as our market is. We're in a super hot market. Stock market's going crazy. Cryptocurrency is going crazy. The real estate market is nuts right now. We're selling stuff for, I feel like every time we do one of these videos about what I'm selling a house for, it's going up each time. I'm not trying to predict the market. I'm not saying we're at the top of the market. I mean, we may still have a good market for the next year or two. Who knows? I think it's very hard to pinpoint at the top of the market. If we could do that, I mean, everyone would sell, right? But I feel like I'm making a pretty good educated decision. So that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. Just where we're at as far as the real estate market is. We talk about lumber, where it's going, and just the whole market from stock market to cryptocurrency. I'm not super educated in all that. I got a little bit of knowledge. I've tried to do as much research as I can just to educate myself and to hopefully make the right decisions moving forward. For you guys that are tuning in, you don't know who I am. My name is Justin Briscoe. I'm a real estate investor here in Denison, Texas. We've been doing this for the last 10, 11 years. This is pretty much what we do full time now. We do a lot of residential properties, we do long-term, we do short-term, we've got commercial buildings, we've got raw land, we've got lots, we've got a little bit of everything, and we're pretty much, 98% here in Denison, Texas. I like staying close to all my properties, and I know I could probably venture out, but there's more than enough opportunity here in Denison for what I want to get. So I like being close to my stuff, so that's the reason we've kind of stuck with Denison. Yeah, if you guys are enjoying this content, I'd love for you guys to hit the subscribe button if you've not already, and hit the like button if you've got any comments or anything. For any questions, please leave some comments down below. So you guys let me know what you think.
Make me work, make me sweat inside, make me feel like I'm alive. Take this hurt, lady, throw it in my face. Don't let these bones slow you down. Cause I'm coming on strong. The grass should have looked greener. I need a true believer in disguise.
Seeing this cycle that we've gone through in the last 10 years, I've got this gut feeling. I told you guys a little bit before. I'm a big advocate of buying low, selling high, and we've done a really good job of that up to this point. We bought at the low end of the market. And I talk about this to my buddies and to friends and family. It's just this weird human psychology that you would think it seems natural to buy low, sell high, but human nature is to buy high and to sell low. And what I mean is there's this graph that I'll post on here that shows like the different psychological feelings that people have as the market's going up. And you almost get to this point of like, I've just started hearing about FOMO this year, the fear of missing out. I've always heard of fear of missing out, but I've just heard the word FOMO this year because everyone's investing in cryptocurrency right now and it's going crazy. And I'm not saying we're at the top of the market as far as cryptocurrency goes in the stock market or even real estate, but I'm kind of seeing the writing on the wall. I feel like we're getting to the top. We're getting to the peak, and I think it's impossible. I think it's impossible to predict the top, but what we can do is make the most educated guess of trying to do that. And if I was just gonna hold on to these properties forever and just keep them as rentals, there'd really be no reason to predict it, just hold on. But my goal is to build these houses and keep them for whatever, 4, 5, 6, 7 years, and hopefully build them during a downturn and then sell them on the upswing so that we always kind of have this new inventory of homes that we're rotating throughout our book of business that we have. And so the best way to do that, of course, is to buy and to build low and to sell high. So it's kind of what we're doing right now. So we're sitting on the sideline. So going back to the human psychology is I feel like right now in today's market, there's just a lot of people that feel like they're missing out. They want to buy a new home. They want to get into real estate. They want to get into rentals. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, if you're going to get into real estate, I'd hate for you to buy at the top of a market and we see a big downturn or correction. I'm not saying we're in a real estate bubble. I don't think we're in a real estate bubble. I think values are becoming a little unrealistic how quickly they're moving up. And I think what's going to happen is, with all the stuff our government's doing, with all the money that's getting printed, I think we're seeing a lot of inflation right now. I think we're for sure overinflated in the stock market. I think a lot of retail investors are jumping into cryptocurrency. I think it's a little overinflated. I'm not saying there's not a lot of people that have made good money investing in cryptocurrency. I'm not against crypto or blockchain. I think it's our future, how we do deals financially. But I think right now it's definitely oversaturated and it's definitely overinflated. So I think whether it's 3 months from now, 18 months from now, I think we're going to see a pretty big downturn in the cryptocurrency market. That we just have a crazy amount of retail investors that, in my mind, have never really invested in the market, but they have that FOMO, and so there's a lot of people jumping into crypto and jumping into stocks and doing a lot of things that maybe they haven't done in the past, because there's so much money that's out there that's getting given through these stimulus checks and these PPP loans and just so much extra money that people, they want to be smart and they want to invest it and they want to maintain their dollar. So I don't blame them, but I think we're going to see a big downturn in the crypto. I think crypto's going to turn, and I think ultimately it's going to affect the stock market, and I think we're going to see a pretty big downturn in the stock market, and I think that's going to affect people's jobs, and unfortunately that's going to leak over into real estate. I think we already have a lot of people that aren't getting evicted, that aren't paying rent. The government's allowing for people to stay in their homes, which I don't want to seem like the bad guy. I mean, we don't want to kick people out because they can't pay their rent, but we have mortgages, we have payments we have to make. I've got property taxes and insurance and all these things I have to pay for, and so I need to collect my rent. I mean, I'm a business owner. Yes, I take on real estate investing knowing it's a risk, but I don't want the government's intervening and affecting my ability to do business. And so there's been the CDC moratorium on the rentals. We can't evict. There's a lot of people that can't pay their mortgages, and they're getting postponed. I mean, I've heard 12, 15 months of people not paying their mortgages. And so as soon as the government steps aside and they allow those properties to start getting foreclosed on, I think we're in a situation right now where there's a lot of demand and a little bit of supply. But I think as we start seeing foreclosures hit the market, and as we see people maybe, and I don't want this to happen, but inevitably, I believe it's going to happen. There's going to be people that are going to start losing their jobs. They're going to be able to pay their mortgages. So we're going to see real estate market get flooded with this huge amount of inventory. And so right now, where we have this high demand and this very low supply, I think we're going to start seeing this influx to where the demand starts going down and the supply starts going up. And I think the way it's going to affect is, instead of us going in this trajectory of just real estate going crazy, we're going to start hitting this level off spot, and then I think we're going to start seeing a correction and a downturn, kind of like we saw in 08. Even though we had the financial crisis in 08, I mean, real estate prices continued to drop until 11, 12, and even 13. And so I don't want to seem like a bearer of bad news and all doom and gloom, but it's inevitable. Real estate markets, stock markets, I mean, it's cycles. You got to go up and you got to go down. And unfortunately, I think our government right now is trying to keep us from having the pain of going through a down cycle. A down cycle, I mean, it's going to hurt. There's going to be people that are going to lose their jobs. There's going to be people that are going to lose their homes. There's going to be some bad things that happen. But I mean, that's part of life. That's part of the market. I mean, it happened in 08. Like it happened in the tech bubble in 2001. I mean, it's always happened. I mean, we can't keep that from happening. What we can do is hope our government doesn't become so involved to where they're trying to keep this downturn, this correction from happening. I believe they're kind of kicking the can down the road. And the further we kick this can down the road, it's getting bigger, it's getting bigger and bigger, it's getting harder and harder to kick. Unfortunately, the downturn that we probably should have seen March of 2020, we probably should have had the correction back then, but the government stepped in and threw in the stimulus package, and it seems to have worked. But now we're starting to see the negative sides of that in inflation. I think we still have a high amount of people that are unemployed, and so at some point in time, we've got to cut our losses and just let this whole bubble, this balloon burst in general. And the longer we kick the can down the road, I think it's the harder we're gonna fall. And so we need to just kind of let the market naturally do what it's gonna do. I've said this before. We're in this position right now to where you either have to raise interest rates or we're going to have inflation. So right now we've got inflation kind of creeping up. I think the last report that came out, the CPI, which I think is completely manipulated, but that's a whole different video. The CPI previously was 2.6, and I think it jumped up to like 4 point something, maybe 4.6. And so I think we're already seeing the signs of inflation. So as that inflation continues to go up, we have a decision to make. We have to raise our interest rates to keep inflation to continue going up. But as soon as we raise interest rates, I mean, that's the end of the market. I believe. I think it's just stock market's gonna tank. I think real estate market's gonna go down, and so that's where we don't. That's why I'm a little unsure. We don't know what the Fed's gonna do. We don't know if they're gonna raise interest rates or we're just gonna let inflation continue to run hot. But again, guys, I hate to be doom and gloom, but that's just where my head's at and why I'm doing a lot of the stuff that I'm doing right now in a real estate. And in my real estate business, we've always been buyers and we've always been investing, but in the last year or two here, we've really started selling off. And I'll admit, I could be wrong. I really hope I'm wrong, because there's going to be a lot of people hurting. I don't want that to happen. But all I can do is make the best decision for my business, for my family, and that's where we've been selling off stuff. And we're, like I said, we're kind of sitting on the sideline. A lot of people have seen me make posts on Facebook looking for gold and silver. We've been investing a little bit there, loading up in my brokerage account, just kind of sitting on the sideline, waiting to see what's going to happen. So I fully anticipate getting back into real estate, but I want to do it on the downside. I want to buy low and I want to sell high, which again, I told you guys before, it's against human nature, and it's a hard thing to do because I see these deals that come up, like this building I just bought 2 or 3 months ago, but I got such a good deal on it, I couldn't pass it up. It's a deal I've chased for 2 or 3 years, and so same thing with my 40 acres. I bought the 40 acres going on almost a year and a half now. It's a deal I chased for 7-8 years. Like I really, really wanted that property. So I'm not saying I'm not buying real estate right now. I'm just not buying it like I used to. I'm selling way more right now than I used to buy. So that's where we're at. Just kind of sitting on the sidelines, waiting to see what this market's going to do. If we do see a dip in real estate, I'll be ready to go and become fully invested in real estate again, and hopefully continue to invest like we did from 2010 to like that 2015-16 range. So you guys let me know what you think. Again, if you're new to the channel, my name's Justin Briscoe. I'm a real estate investor here in Denison. Love for you to subscribe, check out all our other videos. We've got a cool tiny home community going on right now. I think we've got like 18, 19 episodes. Pretty much just follow my life and what we do here in the real estate business. But yeah, you guys check it out. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave some comments down below, and let me know if you got any questions.
There's dirt on my hands, strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon. Up to my chin.